Hey, welcome back. My name is Audra. Are you interested in how you can boost your cat's health in 3 easy steps? Have you done a little research and now thinking about changing your cat or kitten's diet from dry kibble to a healthy, natural, raw or cooked diet, but don't know how to overcome their fussiness or even how to start? Firstly, I applaud you for doing some research to make the best choices for your kitten or adult cat. It's so hard to cut through all the marketing noise when it comes to feeding your animals. I completely understand. Today, I will go through the steps you should take and the foods you should introduce first so you can then move on to easily start making a healthy, balanced meal or diet that they will love and ditch that carb-loaded kibble for good. Okay, you've heard that bag of complete and balanced cat food is all you'll ever need to feed them, right? Wrong! I've done another video on why kibble is so harmful for our cat's health, and I go into the topic at length, so check that one out. It's linked below. But just to summarise why kibble is not in any way a great food for your cat. Yes, it's the most common way of feeding cats, and dogs for that matter, but this food you're feeding your cat could actually be making them sick. Here's a really big question to have a think about. Why are so many cats and dogs seriously overweight, and why do cats in particular suffer from diseases like kidney stones, urinary tract infections, diabetes and tooth decay? And why does almost everyone think this is just a normal part of owning a cat or a dog for that matter? These types of chronic diseases are so common now that we've become completely desensitized and numbed into thinking they're inevitable. And yes, the very short answer is what they're eating for the greater part is causing these illnesses. So let me start at the beginning. There are some biological facts you should be aware of. The first and most important thing you should know is cats are obligate carnivores. That is, they need meat. Simple. They need protein that's sourced from animals. Your cat cannot get all of his nutritional needs from carbohydrates like rice or corn. They have evolved to metabolize these meat proteins in a different, unique way in comparison to dogs, who are actually omnivores. That is, they can digest plant matter foods, and cats simply can't. Think about what a cat would eat in the wild. They hunt small animals like mice or birds. Lots of protein, lots of fat, minimal to no carbohydrates other than what's in the stomach of their prey. A diet that is low in quality animal proteins and high in carbs and starches puts your cat's entire body under stress. And sadly, the result of this is a pandemic of sick and suffering animals. You had me at hello, I hear you say. Well, let's start to nourish your cat's entire body the best way we know how. Through food, of course. Today, I'm going to show you step by step how to introduce your cat or kitten to what real food looks and tastes like, and how you can prepare it yourself at home. And it's an easy concept, but unfortunately sometimes it can take a lot longer than you would like. Do not give up. The end game is for your cat to avoid all these incredibly sad and common chronic illnesses. And it's all about the food. Even though they will probably not talk to you in the beginning, stay strong. Your cat can protest all they like, because at the end of the day, you love them, right? Before I go on, just a quick explanation as to why it can be such a challenge to change your cat's food. They're amazingly good at survival. They are imprinted in utero. That is, they instinctively will only initially eat what their mother ate while she was pregnant with them. Super smart from a survival point of view, I'd say. If mum ate this, I can eat this. Flip it over to the human children who literally eat everything and anything they can, from crayons to sand. When my son was a toddler, I caught him eating a cigarette butt he picked up off the ground. Mama cats never have this issue. Who's the smartest species here, I ask? They have a strong preference for taste, temperature and texture of their food. And this is important to remember, the 3 T's: taste, temperature and texture. Now, for those not familiar with a raw food diet, here are the most important benefits. Cats are obligate carnivores, as I've already mentioned. That is, they need meat and organs and bone to survive. And their digestive systems are simply built for this. They do not eat plant matter and definitely do not need any sort of carbohydrates or starches. On a raw or cooked meat-based diet, they will maintain a stable, healthy weight, have far smaller poops that don't smell terrible, have cleaner teeth, better urinary health, a healthier coat and more energy. For those litter box servants out there, I know I had you at less smelly poop. Okay, so the path to a healthier, happier cat is change out that carb-loaded kibble for a wet food diet. And this can be completely raw meats and organs that you prepare yourself, or a cooked version of the same. But There's a baby step in the middle that almost all cats will demand of you to get there. And yes, obviously cats, unlike dogs, do demand, as you would all know. Let's face it, we're all just their loyal servants, right? So the 3 stages are dry kibble to tinned wet food to raw, and onto your final goal, a completely raw or completely cooked balanced diet. Now, the most important thing you need to remember with this transition process is patience. Some cats make the switch fairly quickly, over a week or 2. Others may take literally months. So just hang in there. Don't let your cat out-stubborn you. The first thing you need to do is stop free feeding your cat dry food. That is, leaving it out for them to snack on all day. Instead, offer your cat 2 or 3 small meals a day. Your cat will start to get a little hungry, which is to your advantage, obviously. Leave the bowl out for about 20 minutes or so. This will teach them that it's not going to be there whenever they fancy a snack, and it also lets them associate you with food, something that is not the case for free-fed cats. For all they know, being the godlike creatures they believe themselves to be, that the all-you-can-eat buffet was simply willed into existence. Now, don't despair, this is the hardest step. Kibble is very addictive for a couple of reasons. The manufacturers have a couple of sneaky tricks to hook them in on it like a drug addict. And I'm not exaggerating, the drug addict example, unfortunately, your cat simply doesn't stand a chance. The highly processed kibble contains many ingredients, as you would know by looking at the label, and more often than not you will see hydrolyzed animal protein. This may also be called animal digest or meat meal on the label. The reason why cats become addicted is, surprisingly, monosodium glutamate, or MSG. This nasty chemical can be formed during the hydrolytic breakdown of proteins, and it's in these meals and digests. And as you may know, MSG is a very effective flavour enhancer. It actually stimulates the brain receptors, basically making them vibrate, causing that feeling of contentment and making the food seem much tastier than it really is. Your cat is getting their endorphin rush after every mouthful of kibble. Now, you've probably turned that bag over and checked to see that there is MSG added or not. Nope, can't see any MSG, can't see anything. Phew, right? Horrid labelling laws and their loopholes, unfortunately. When MSG is added to foods and it's present in a protein meal or digest, it does not need to be declared on the label. You may see meat meal, meat digest and hydrolyzed animal protein, then unfortunately you've got a bag full of MSG. Okay, so we've stopped free feeding. We're only offering meals a couple of times a day. Next step is to start by choosing a high quality grain-free canned food that is high in protein. The key to this transition is to do it gradually. I'd recommend offering a ratio of 70% of their kibble and 30% of the wet food each meal. Offer the 2 foods in separate bowls next to each other. When you see your cat eating the wet food, gradually decrease the kibble and replace it with the wet tin food. Keep chipping away at it until your cat is eating 100% wet food only. If at the beginning your cat refuses to eat the wet food completely, take a small amount of it and mix it through the dry kibble. Just like the dry food, take it all away after the 20 minutes or so. If they're refusing to eat, don't panic, they won't starve themselves, but you may have to try a different brand to see if they like that a little better. A healthy cat can go for 12 to 24 hours without eating, so don't let them fool you. During this stage, you may notice your cat might get diarrhea. This is normal as their gut is adjusting to a higher protein and less carbohydrate diet. After your cat is enjoying their wet food and all the kibble has been removed, stay on this diet for a week or so. The next step is the same concept as the first, gradually introducing raw meat or cooked. I'll do other videos with recipes and formulas, so please like and subscribe so you don't miss out on these ones coming up. But for this process, simply choose an easy to digest protein like chicken. Okay, offer the 2 foods in separate bowls next to each other. When you see your cat eating the wet food, gradually decrease the kibble and replace it with the wet tin food. Keep chipping away at it until your cat is eating 100% of the wet food only. If at the beginning your cat refuses to eat the wet food, take a small amount and mix it through the dry kibble like this. Then take away the food after about 20 minutes. Just a little flavour. So all you want to do is mix it in very gently like that, just so the cat gets the idea of the smell. Done. Now, I just want to mention here again, please choose a really high quality tin food, which is natural meat and grain free. Always go for the grain free. Check your ingredients, please. Okay, start with 30% of their meal being chicken and 70% of it being their tin food. Offer them in separate bowls just like before. Keep increasing the ratio of raw until you reach 100% and have removed all the tin food completely. Once again, if they're a little picky at the beginning, you can mix a little of the tin food together with raw. Start with 30% of their meal being chicken and 70% being the tin food. Offer them in separate bowls just like before. Keep increasing the ratio of raw until you reach 100% and have removed all the tin food altogether. Once again, if they're a little picky at the beginning, you can mix a little of the tin food with the raw just to get the cats interested. Let's go back a bit. Remember those 3 T's: taste, texture, and temperature. If you've been gifted the world's fussiest cat, now is the time to pull out one or all of these tricks. In fact, pull out the entire bag of tricks if you need to. Taste. Maybe he doesn't like the taste of one or one type of meat. Try a different brand or a different protein. Texture. The size, shape and texture of the food may not be to his liking. Try cutting it up smaller, mincing the foods together, or offering larger chunks. Temperature. Offer the food straight from the fridge, offer the food at room temperature, or try warming it through initially slightly. Experiment. This little bit of effort may make all the difference and speed up the process for you and your cat. Now, it's really important for me to mention that this video is nothing about how a complete and balanced diet looks like. It's simply a transitional process, a means to an end. A balanced raw or cooked diet for cats looks a little bit like this. 85% meats, with 15% of this being heart for taurine, as cats cannot produce taurine in their own bodies. 10% organs or offal and 5% raw bone. There are also some supplements that need to be added, like iodine or vitamin E oil. I won't go into this formula too much today. That's a topic for several other videos later. Okay, so there you have it, the 3 stages to transition your cat onto a better, healthier diet. Once they're happily eating the raw or cooked meat, it's time to think about offering a raw meaty bone, like a chicken neck, for example. These are fantastic starter bones as they are perfect size, easy to source and 100% edible. Those little vertebrae are tiny and soft, making them perfect for your cat's jaw to crush. Don't worry about your cat's ability to digest bone matter. They have a highly acidic stomach that will simply turn that bone into digestible jelly. The added bonus of these necks is that will help to firm up your cat's poo. Just a quick note, never ever feed your cat any types of cooked or dehydrated bones. Cooked and those dehydrated bones that you can get at most pet stores will splinter and can cause all sorts of problems and suffering. Please, raw bones only. Okay, beautiful edible starter bones for cats that I like to add to their meal are chicken necks or chicken wing tips. Both are completely digestible and readily available and cheap. Also, as well, these are chicken hearts. Now, it's important to note with cats that they can't produce taurine in their bodies, and hearts are really nutrient dense, packed in taurine, so it's vital for them to get heart in their diet as well. Just to mention again, this is the process to take. It's not a diet for the long term. I'll do another video soon on making your own healthy and complete and balanced meals. That's the next stage in your cat's journey to health and happiness, and maybe they'll start talking to you again too. Thanks for being here, animal lovers. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more helpful content. See you in the next video.